if someone's bigger than me, try and knock me out. Go on. You ain't gonna do it.
Oh, I could go down some deep rabbit holes about pyramids and shit because I've just been literally these last three,
He's watched
three
one
days.
YouTube video now. He knows it all.
No, these last 3 days I've just been hammering TikTok and YouTube and just fucking. It's just all made sense to me. Oh no, I sound
clicks.
insane. Like them people who used to take piss out of. Do you want to kiss me? And as he walks up to kiss her, she burps in his face. And he's just like, oh, that's fucking disgusting. And she just does not give a fuck.
To be fair, you know when we say
You're
this,
going to say, you want to call us out, yeah?
Yeah, jokes aside, when I've been young, you might have fucking, you know what I'm saying? You might
What,
have
you've called up?
probably, mate, with my mates. Fucking,
No,
when I say probably, I mean yes.
What's your top earning month on OnlyFans?
Hey Hollywood Code. Go.
The YouTube
Yeah.
that you mentioned off camera, are we okay to talk about you potentially going into the YouTube world, getting the stuff going like that?
yeah.
What is the game plan with that then in terms of getting it going?
So actually, I'm going to Boomtown Festival in like a week today. So I'm going to be like interviewing people, just sort of asking them questions. I've got like a little list, and I think I'm going to be doing challenges. I've got my friend Beth Quinn going, and I think Resh is going and Rose, so I think they might be joining in as well.
You film it yourself or take a videographer with you?
Do you know what I think? I'm just going to do my phone to start off with, just see how it goes. And you know, you get those little plug-in mics because
Yeah.
it's loud at festivals. You plug it into your phone and it's that little
Handheld
fluffy thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start with that and then like build it up. And then I'm going to I am going to send it all to editors though. I'm not
Yeah.
going to film on TikTok 'cause you know what it's like? You make loads of content and then it gets deleted. So I'm going to do it all on my phone. And I think I'm going to have like a mini sort of ring light as well to keep semi-good lighting.
When we went to the box in the media day on the Thursday,
Yeah.
sort of trying to get a feel of the room, who's there, and like there's seems to be the influencers then with the teams around them. Is there anyone who you meet who sort of directs you in what you're doing? Is it all sort of self-taught?
So what do you mean, like?
I.e.,
who
is
look up to?
is the people in that fraternity there who are more the managers and directing it and the brains behind the operation? It's something that you do all yourself. That I'm like more intrigued. Like we're seeing like people like Fred Beck, and then there were teams around it. I'm like, I wonder what all these people do.
Yeah, do you know what? I think they come out there on their own expense, like all the media people, because I think some of them were saying they were like, "Oh, I hope this happens," because they like rely on it for their business, don't they? So for them, like they really wanted it to go ahead because they sort of monetize off the like all the YouTube and the TikTok views, don't they? So yeah, they would have been pretty upset. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I just assume they contact people.
I saw Elle keep going outside with some young kid who I presume were filming Elle's stuff. Is that like Elle's videographer, or is he on it with what's going on social media? He's like, oh, Elle, we need to do this TikTok we need to follow. Like, I kept seeing her nip in and out. So I think what Josh is saying is, do you come up with your own ideas, or do you have someone who like sort of helps you out with that?
So I don't have anyone that has to come out with ideas, but I would love a social media manager. They're just so hard to find because everyone is just let me manage your OnlyFans because that's all they care about. They just want that money, don't they? Rather than building
free
up some
subscription.
social. Yeah, that's all they want. But yeah, she has a videography team. Yeah, she has 2 photographers she uses, and I think she has a social media manager as well. So yeah, they help her.
Talk me
But
through.
do you know what? She literally works like she wouldn't actually physically have the time to look for content because of how much she spends making the content. Like she smashes out so much work. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's what I'm going to mention to you, actually. I just saw Elle put a photo on of when she were a kid.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen it where she got ginger hair?
yeah.
What
She's
the-
proper
have you-
fat when she.
what the
She was
fuck?
like, how old was she? She must have been like
She was
13,
15.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she looks like that.
she was on steroids growing up.
What?
Yeah, so she had a perforated eardrum, so she was on steroids for like years until she had
Yeah,
the
but
operation.
you
but
were,
it makes
you
you
were
put-
thinking more bodybuilding then.
Oh
weren't you?
no! When
I'm
she was a
gonna say so
kid,
was
like
I,
steroids for her ear, and it just made her so fat. Like I felt so sorry for her. I used to eat like 3 times the amount, and I was a stick, and she used to just look at food and she'll blow up. Bless her.
What's the age gap between you and your sister?
Oh my god, so it's crazy. She was born on my first birthday, and I was born 11:52 in the morning. She was born 11:52 at night, so we're exactly a year and 12 hours apart. But yeah, we're very close. Like we literally share
competitive?
everything like twins. No, do you know what? No, because we were like good at different things growing up. Like I was quite sort of athletic, and she was more sort of brainy and artsy. So there wasn't too much competing, if that makes sense. Also, we fought a lot, just like siblings do.
Would you say you've got closer now as you've got older, or because I saw you say that you used to always fight as kids at school and shit?
Yeah, do you know what? Like, yeah, like, do you know what? It's nice because when you move out of home, you know, like how you can meet people and they get under your skin. Like, I feel like with my sister, we have this secret language. Like, we know when something is too much and we don't have to tell each other. We just know when to spend time apart or like just to sort of walk away. There's never arguments anymore. But like, yeah, it's nice. Like, we both have that comfort with each other that we don't have with other people. Like, we talk about all the time, like someone piss you off. And it's just awkward when you have to like spend time with them and stuff.
Yeah, I know you've got separate coaching teams, haven't you, for boxing? Do you train it all together?
I've trained with her a few times, but it was mainly before I got into boxing, to be honest. And it was just when I was staying at her house. And it was more for fitness. I didn't really have a clue. Like, to be honest, if you asked me when I went into my first camp with Kingpin, if you asked me to like get into a boxing stance, you would have to show me. I was rookie. But obviously when we were together, like on fight week and stuff, my coach would train with Mark, and also we'll be in the same room, like sort of training with each other. I've done like a sprint day with her before, so yeah, it's been like a little bit of training, but nothing crazy.
So obviously you both fought Amber on Kingpin, by the way, and obviously
Yeah.
we love Amber. We've had Amber on here quite a few times. How did you get into boxing because you got the Kingpin matchup, or did you want to do that and then you got matched up for Kingpin after?
Do you know what? I didn't really want to step on my sister's toes. Like, it was not something I never thought about before. But she actually came to me with the opportunity, and I was like, oh no, like it's your sort of thing. Because everyone's like, you copy your sister anyway, because I'd like done OnlyFans later. So I knew if I take this around, like, you want to be your sister so bad. And I was like, oh no. And then she came back and was like, oh, go on, I think you'll be really good for it. I think you should do it. Sort of like bit the bait. And here I am now. These come with a warning label, boxing. It's so addictive, isn't it?
How's life been out of camp since you fought? I know you got back from the beef last week.
Sorry, what was the question?
It was just how's life out of camp?
How's life? Do you know what? I actually feel a bit lost, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. Like, it was like 7 days a week. Like, it's all like I woke up and it's all I thought about. It's nice, because obviously you do sort of sacrifice time with friends and family as well. So at this time at the moment, that's what I'm catching up with. Just trying to fit my summer into a month, basically.
Yeah. The hardest part I always found was, or the thing I enjoyed the most after fighting was just eating. Oh. Did you have to be really strict when you were leading up to the fight with your diet?
Do you know what? I'm that sort of person. Like, say if I ate takeaway for 2 days, I'll be like, give me veg. Like, I've sort of grown up on like sort of, my mum always made meals from scratch. So I hate eating tons of unhealthy food days and end anyway. But I find even now, like, I just have a bit more self-control. Like, I don't know why. Like, even if it's in the house, I just won't eat it. Where before I couldn't have anything in the house because I would just smash it all in a day. I'd eat like 12 packet of crisps. So I had no self-control. But I was lucky because if anything, I had to make sure I was keeping weight on. So I was eating like 4 clean meals a day, but like big portions. But yeah, it was clean.
When I was watching your fight, I could tell that. Did you have a lot of fights growing up? Because to me, when I was watching it, I could sort of see a bit of a dog in you, you know, like you're biting down on guns. I think we looked at each other during the Barbie fight, and I was like, wow, she's like.
It's when she was punching me and I was like, fucking come on then. She 8-pieced me and I was like, come on.
Where does that come from? Is that from being fighting when you're younger? Have you just got a bit of brash in you?
I'm not gonna lie, I think my dad when I was younger wanted a son. Like, you know, if I come back and I have problems at school, it's like, this person's being mean to me or this person hit me. My dad was like, go back in school and you fucking hit him twice as hard. Yeah. So yeah.
You don't forget stuff like that, David. It's like a lesson that you always remember.
Yeah, like I think I've been sort of raised that sort of way. I've had a few scraps at school.
I lost my dad when I was 11. Did you find it tough at 19 losing a father?
Yeah, but my dad was actually really ill when I was growing up. He got diagnosed when I was like 4, but he was like bedbound from like when I was at the age of 13. So even though it was hard, it was easy to say goodbye because it was kind. Does that sort of make sense? Like it was sort of like a relief. In the end, it was no way of life. Like it was quite sad. It was sad to go see him towards the end. Like it was a struggle. So
we saw quite a lot of your family members come up to the like open workouts and stuff. Is that right? Did I see?
Yeah. So at the open workout, you had my nan, my granddad, my two little brothers, my sister, and then obviously like our teams there as well. So I think we took up quite a lot of the room, to be honest.
I think you were probably the only fighters there that brought everyone as well, the full crowd.
Yeah, my family are so
Is that just moral
supportive.
support? Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people just assume because you do OnlyFans, you don't speak to your family.
Yeah.
But like my
They'll
family
just think
all
you've been
well.
disowned.
Yeah, like my dad sort of like scratches their head at it and still can't really understand it. But my mum's like, I get it, it's money at the end of the day. Like, as my sister said in that Piers Morgan interview, like she's not down the pub going, oh, my daughter does OnlyFans, but she's still proud of us.
Yeah. It's like you ask me, don't you? Oh no, you talk about your auntie, in fact. So basically, that from the moment I did OnlyFans like 5 years ago when I started it, I said it to my mum. I said, I'm going to be doing this. You're not going to see it. Sorry if it affects you, but I'm just going to. It's money to me.
That's it.
And that was it. And she's been fine ever since. But like most adults frown upon it. But like you were talking to your auntie about it, and she was like, "Good on him," and you were saying,
Yeah,
that,
intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's money. Making money
100%.
from home. It is what it is.
That's what it is. Like it's no one else is going to pay your bills at the end of the day. And I think a lot of people realise that, don't they? And a lot of people struggle. I think, to be honest, the people that come from struggle more are more accepting of it. Like I grew up in a council estate, and like I find people from there just don't really batter an eyelid at it. Like they're just like, oh, go on, get your money.
No, nobody says shit to me, really.
Yeah, that's it. But sometimes it's when I like, say if I know someone that's a bit posh, I'm like, oh, they're going to judge me. Like it's going to be 50-50. They're going to either be completely sound or they're going to really turn their nose
Yeah,
up at
it's
me.
a little bit awkward when we get like businessmen on here and like, oh, so Josh is like works in traditional business and buys and sells motorhomes. What do you do? And I'm like, I just get my dick out on OnlyFans, pretty much.
Like we had a big sponsor come forward yesterday. Went for like lunch, went for breakfast. Sorry, and like mention who we had on. You know, trying to explain what you do in a vanilla way.
Yeah.
He even rang me last night. He must have been googling it and searching it. And
Did you get a new subscriber last night?
I think he subscribed last night. 'Cause I think he wanted to sit on the pod today. I was like, no.
Giving me free promo. Thanks for that, lad.
You know, she said you do cam girling.
Yeah.
Is that what they call up and they're like, oh, it's like do this?
Yeah. The phone lines.
Have you seen the guy? And he's like, oh, what's he called? And I was like, hi, princess. He's got glasses on, he's proper geeky. He's like, I would love to watch you and maybe you can enjoy my sexy body and I will call the cams up tonight and we can have a long chat. Mwah, mwah, I love you.
No.
Have you seen that guy? Oh my God. He put a video on yesterday and he's like griefing this one. He's like, I called 15 times to have a chat to you and when I finally got through to you, you put the phone down on me. What the hell is that? You've got a lot to answer to, you have. And he must just genuinely like love bringing these cam girls up. He must just be obsessed with it. I'm going to put a clip of him up so people just don't think I'm a weirdo watching this guy. But
More the business side, because these weirdos I'm not too intrigued by. So, you know, making the money on the cam, how's that monetized then?
Do you know what? I find it's a tedious process finding them, but you do get people that will pay a lot of money, like just for like 10, 20 minutes. So that's why I like keeping that side because I can get up and not do my makeup and have to promote my OnlyFans and stuff. And I could just wake up and these people where I've been doing it for so long, I have like a pool of like people I can do this with. And I could just like do a few cam calls and it's money straight in my bank. No one's taking a cut of it. Obviously, I'm not going to put it on OnlyFans because it's people that I've got like, yeah, I've found them through elsewhere apart from OnlyFans. So yeah, like I do enjoy it. It's good.
what do you
It
enjoy
varies.
about that though?
Just like the weird stories. Like I had someone that made me like stamp on some like toys. So he like his mum was like babysit must have been really horrible to him. But I was like calling him pathetic, stamping on all these toys, smashing them up and then hoovering them. And I wasn't even naked. I was just abusing him, like
It's
and
insane.
getting paid for it. But
Yeah, these people have got severe trauma from kids, aren't they? But
yeah, like
yeah.
it's definitely deep rooted trauma.
Yeah,
It's got to
100%.
come from somewhere. That's why I said I'd love to do a study on it, or like work with someone to like do a study.
Just dive deep into the brain and just see what's really causing that.
Yeah, like
Crazy.
they are so odd.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want. I'm just interested. Like, what's your top earning month on OnlyFans?
Oh, sorry, top month's probably been like 20. It's not like people always assume I'm gonna earn way more than what I do.
Still
but
good-
I
still
do
good
it.
fee, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
still
still
big money.
good, but I do it because I enjoy it. Like I don't like sort of running myself down and doing it. Like it comes to a point where it's oversaturated and it feels like a chore. Do you get what I mean? I do it because I enjoy
Are you
it.
completely desensitized? What's the word? Desensitized to it all. Do you just feel it's just your job now? This is what I do. You can get creative with it. It doesn't affect you.
Yeah, like there is things that normally I'd be like, oh my god, but now I would think it was sort of mild. So yeah, I'm desensitized to some things to an extent.
Yeah. I want to dive a little bit deeper into the boxing. It's a huge thing that you did. I was took aback by the actual event there. I've only been to bare knuckle events and professional boxing bouts. So to see this, and we were backstage, and to see all these people, they were like, I were in awe of it a little bit. Just sort of, how long have you been boxing?
4 months.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like crazy to think to.
I had 4 months, yeah, crazy. I had 6.5 weeks for the first one, and then I had 3 days off and went straight back into it. Because even though I want to go back to boxing now, I know like I'm giving my body that rest because it was just so gruesome. Like I was spending what time I wasn't spending boxing, I was spending in recovery because I was spending all that time trying to catch up with everyone else because I'd come in at a massive disadvantage. So
Do you enjoy the whole process, walking out, the media stuff?
there's not an adrenaline rush like it. Like I think like people like, even though you lost, like, would you do it again? I'd fight Barbie again. Like I'd do it because I enjoy it. Like I would, like, for me, if someone's bigger than me, try and knock me out. Go on, you ain't gonna do it.
I was going to ask, what was that feeling like when you got matched with Barbie? Was it a bit like, for fuck's sake, would I fight this beast? Or
Do you know what? Out of everyone with the match up, like when I got up there and looked, Jolly is the one that I looked at and went, fuck, that girl's gonna be strong. Like her quads, man. Like I was like, yeah, she's, because a lot of your power comes from your legs as well. Like I reckon she'll probably have the strongest punch if we were all to hit her back. I reckon
That's
she
well
would hit the
fought, innit?
hardest. Yeah, I think she would hit the hardest. You know, where Barbie, I don't know. Barbie, I just knew Barbie was gonna be tall and annoying.
she looked like she had pretty good technique when she was doing the open workout as well.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, I watched it back and she had improved a lot. Like, when I was throwing my jab, she was leaning back, or almost too low. But yeah, she was leaning back. So, like, yeah, she had actually improved a lot.
Were you tame at the after party? Because we didn't get finished till about 4 in the morning, but to fly at 6:30 us.
I think we left before Emily.
Oh, no, well, I must have left just after you. Because actually, I left literally just after you, and then I sat and bag kicked for about an hour, just smashing food down. And then went back and had like 2 hours sleep, and then got a flight back. I think my flight was at like 10.
Yeah, fly were at
I was just questioning my life in the
Oh
airport.
god, it was rough.
What was it?
I think we actually got back to his room at like 5, and then we had to
Yeah.
get up at 6 to go. And the amount of times he was like, "Mate, we're not making this flight, just book another." I'm like, "Get up," and he's like, "Let's book another." Get up.
As I've got older, I just can't deal with hangovers at all.
Yeah,
It wasn't even that
yeah.
it would hangover; it was just like the lack of sleep. Because throughout the 3 or 4 days that we were there, we were like filming and editing till like midnight, just gone, and then just getting up at like 6 and 7, and then just flat out all day again. So I think it just caught up to us on that last day.
Because, yeah, I edit like all my stuff myself, and that's what takes up most of the time, don't you think? Like, to making the content, to editing it, like you spend so much more time editing it.
It's a touchy subject in between me and him.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
We just started outsourcing his editing work to somebody, and
Yeah,
because we spend
so long.
so long just getting like probably one podcast might take us like 12 to 15 hours to just properly do it and dissect all reels out of it and edit up to
Yeah.
a standard we want. So we've outsourced the work and paid quite a big fee, and it's come back to us, and we're both just like, that's not, we can do miles better than that.
Yeah, it's
And-
just not the quality you want.
Yeah, but we just signed a contract with the guy for 3 months, so we don't know
Yeah,
what.
fuck the contract, mate. That's what I'm thinking to that.
So in the contract. Yeah, it's not good. It's only good.
If it's someone's job to edit content, surely it should be like naturally by standard better than what you could produce anyway. I would argue that.
100%.
Yeah,
And
like, I just-
more for me, I'm paying for the creativity as well. It's like
That's
I,
it.
I want that to be offloaded where it's just he's asking all the questions. I might as well just do it myself.
Yeah, or like if I'm like paying for an editor, like, you know, when they put like memes and stuff in and all the funny sounds, I would want that minimum.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when he sent us the reels, when I went on his Instagram, his reels, if you remember that, he had like a SpongeBob clip like clipping up in the middle of his talking, and then it'd go to something else and like that stuff. And I said, this is the standard of reels we want. He sent us it back, and it was just like, it clipped it out of fucking captions.
Oh.
It were like in 2D or whatever, the 850p or whatever it is, and we're just like, and the reels didn't even make sense.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole. Though. Let's fucking keep it.
Let's make sure we don't send. We're not sending him this podcast now. We're just rinsing him.
Block it from
Just
this
take that
video.
bit out where we absolutely fucking rip you, pal, please. Crazy shit. So you said you wouldn't mind even doing OnlyFans until you're at a certain age. You're going to be a MILF. Like, what? Do you have any other dreams or goals that you do want to achieve from now?
Do you know what? I was always one of those kids, like, you know, when you're growing up and they're like, you need to like choose what you want to do with your life and like choose your GCSEs and stuff. And like all I'd done is a week's work experience in Costa Coffee, and I fucking hated it. Like, how am I supposed to know what I want to do for the rest of my life? And like, I'm one of those people, like every 2 years my interests change. Like, I don't fixate on anything like for too long. I get bored quite quickly. So yeah, I could see myself doing this because it's like, it's a market that changes, doesn't it? And like, you can sort of move sort of niches. You can go into dominatrix and stuff. So, or like even be like someone that's like likes to be dominated. Like it's a very, there's so many different things you can do with
How do you
OnlyFans,
learn
isn't
about
there?
all this? Like this, that's
Do you know what? You just sort of meet girls, and every girl you meet like does something slightly different. Like each OnlyFans or Cams girl does, like there's always something they do that's different to the other girl. Like there is a lot to learn. Do you know what? Cam work taught me a lot. Where OnlyFans, you sort of sit at home unless you do collabs. Like you're very sort of sheltered. Camming, like it's quite nice because it is like a sort of community. Sort of
How
thing.
much of the day does that take up doing camming?
I used to do like shifts. So I used to do like night shifts. So it used to be like 10 p.m. to like 5 a.m. because like all the nighttime you get like when all the drunk horny men come in, that's when you get the money.
To be fair, you know when we say
You're
this,
going to say you want to
joke-
call us out, yeah?
Yeah, jokes aside, when I've been young, you might have fucking, you know, I'm saying you might
What,
have
you've called up?
probably, mate, with my mates, fucking.
No,
When I say probably, I mean yes.
I had this one call. I felt really sorry for the lad because they called up and there was obviously on the bag. And it was like 3 a.m. and this
How can you
geezer
tell that?
was
You just hear
wanking
it?
going, oh, isn't she lovely? But his mate sounded petrified. He was like, yeah. Like in the background. So he sounded like he had forced him to be there. And the whole call, I just felt so awkward. 'cause
Yeah,
you
he's probably
just
took
tell
it
Are
what
in
all
they
front of
these,
him
do.
and
are all
just
these men
scared.
just wanking? Is what they're doing when they're ringing?
Yeah, do you know what though? I like you do get some people I do generally think they're just lonely.
Just want to be a friend.
Yeah, no, they just want to be your friend. But they like some of them you do sort of think like after a while talking to them, you're like you actually think about them like, oh, I hope they're okay.
You can't feel sorry for these people.
No.
No way.
No, but I
No,
fe-
like
do
especially
you not think
but
that's
some
bad
of them I
karma
don't
though?
think
Then?
there's any sort of sexual intentions behind it. I just think some people just generally don't have anyone to talk to. Like they're the
Call
ones I
up like
worry about.
call up like your bank or something, pretend you've got an issue. And
Do you?
Well, they're paying me,
Yeah.
so
You don't have to answer this one. Do you? It's not a personal question.
Yeah.
Do you change persona when you're talking on the camera? Have you got like a different voice? Is it just you?
do you know what? It depends who's calling. Like, if someone's like, talk to me like shit, I'll get nasty. But some people want you to be like sweet and like fluffy. So yeah, it just depends.
And what sort of abuse are you giving them?
The small dick humiliation ones I
This
love.
is the thing that I don't get with Amber, where she gets these people just wanting to rate the dicks. Like, what the fuck's
yeah,
going
you
on?
do dick ratings.
Yeah, I do dick ratings. Do
rate
you know
it-
what?
will you
Though?
rate this for me?
Sometimes, like I've had them, and I'm like I'm really honest with them. Like
Really?
I really don't
Room for
fluff it
improvement.
up. Like some girls probably give everyone a 9 out of 10, but I'm
Oh, do
just
they want
like
it-
average.
Oh, the one bigging up. The one bigging up.
Do they want it out of
No,
10?
yeah, but I think some girls just big them up. Do you get what I mean? Stroke their ego a bit.
Yeah, but I think a
I'm
lot of
fine.
these dick rating guys have purposely got tiny cocks and just want to, like you say, be humiliated by people. So they'll probably get this little tic tac out, and if you're going, oh yeah, 9 out of 10, they're like, gee, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is there any requests you've had that you've just been like, nah, I can't fulfill that?
Oh no, yeah. There's some people like I'm like, you need the police called on you. That's not right. Like there's a line and I won't cross it. I had someone when I was at the studio who was like talking about like dogs like licking them and then putting food on them, and I knew he had a dog, and I was like, someone needs to call the RSPCA. But all these girls were like, this man needs to be blocked, and he kept changing his number because no one wanted to talk to him. Like, we don't want to hear that. That's disgusting. Yeah, like there is some people like why do these people even think it's okay to call someone up and have that conversation start off with anyway? Like, something's not right.
No, it's twisted.
Yeah.
Do you ever get any like requests to go and meet people in person and do anything?
Do you know what? I always wanted to do cash point meets, but with a friend. I wouldn't ever meet anyone on my own. I've never met anyone in real life.
Can we explain all these things for the
I think
average
I know what the
Joe?
cash point
Yeah,
thing is.
so
Ooh.
cash point meet is just where like you meet someone and they take money out of the bank and just give it to you. Like they just want to give you money.
Kind of like your missus, really.
But some people love it
for
like
hold on a minute. For the missus, there's an exchange, mate. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. What, just giving to strangers. That's not my jam, but
I would love to do the ones though, like sometimes, you know, when they dress
How
in
much
those
are they
like
gi-
dog gimp suits.
how much
you
are they
walk
giving
them
you?
around town centre and you take them to like every cash point.
Yeah, but,
and then like,
but do you not think you'd feel like a weirdo then?
no, I'd love doing that.
Really?
I feel she likes it.
Yeah,
How much are they giving you
it.
out at Cash Bank?
It's
How much
so
are they giving
fun.
you?
Max
What?
250 in it.
Is there a max withdrawals? It depends on your bank, doesn't it?
I think it's 500 max out of Holding Wall, isn't it?
You want the max, don't you?
Yeah, they must have multiple.
You want to
banks
take them
of
to like
people that do
5
this.
different ones in there. By the way, that massage guy that we were talking about, he's now asking if he can touch my dick for an extra 200
I
quid.
told you.
Shall I tell a story on this
Yeah,
one?
you
Because I
can't
missed
leave
it.
me hanging like that.
I'll tell a story because we cropped out last one because I was a bit harsh
Okay.
about him. And he watches podcast now, so I'm going to shout out to my man. So I got this message on Facebook. No profile photo, no post, and it's like, "Hi, I would love to give you a massage. And I'll pay you, but sound how much?" He's like, "How much do you want?" I said 500 quid, and he's like, "Okay, shall I book a hotel or shall I do it?" Or I said, "You can do it mine if you want."
Yeah.
I said, I'll be traveling from Newcastle, so I just thought if this guy turns up, he's not going to overpower me or fucking do anything to me that I won't be
Yeah.
able to do it anyway. So if he turns up, I'll just treat him. I get massages every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And by a guy as well, so I'm no stranger to that. Like, I'm not going to do anything like let him touch me up and shit, but
I like how you justify it though, mate. Like it's a stranger. Yeah, but it's his job. It's a physio's job. You're getting a random man off the street. You
yeah,
don't
but the
know,
physio
comes
ain't
around.
paying me. If this guy's paying me
Yeah, but
£500 to
listen.
give me the same treatment that I normally pay for, fucking
Yeah.
treat yourself. So this guy turns up, and it's I'd say about 40-year-old Pakistani guy.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's overly like really nice, like little weak guy. There's no danger.
Yeah.
So I already had the massage bed set up in my house. I had a podcast on TV, so I was like, you crack on, mate. So I just put my face down. I had shorts on at first, but the deal was I'll take my shorts off when,
Yeah.
like, if he wants to do it. So like halfway through, he was like, "Oh, can I take your shorts?" So I was like, "Sam, mate," took it off. Give me a full body massage for like an hour. And then I'm like, "Right, I've got to get off now." And he's like, "All right, then." And give me cash before actually, but he like give me 500 quid.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Thank you, mate, thank you." Shook my hand, and then he bounced on his way and got his fucking train back to Leeds City Centre, and then got his 2-hour bus back. So he travelled like 5 hours all round trip to massage me for an hour. And Josh was like, "Yeah, but no, I bet you faced up, didn't you?" And I'm like, "No." And then he's like, "Oh, I bet he's going to try more." And then he messaged me yesterday, and he's like, I want to ask you a question, but I'm scared that you'll get angry." I said, "Go on." He's like, "How much would you charge if I can just touch your willy?" And I was like, "What do you mean touch it?" He's like, "Just like touch it." And I'm like, "How much do you think you'd pay?" And he's like, "I'd pay £200. I'll let you know." And I'm thinking, for one little touch of my willy, £200 doesn't seem that bad.
Is it just a poke? Like, it's not bad. Is it?
No,
£200?
if he tries to grip it, I might have to charge a bit
Nothing
more.
against gay, so you do £200 for the gay act. That's your price.
It's not a gay
isn't
act
it?
though, is it?
Yeah,
I'll touch your dick now. It's not gay.
it would be, mate. This
Nah.
is where
Do you know
this
what,
is where I
though?
feel that I get it's for money, but this is where to me as a complete
Gay boy.
neutral. No, it's not, mate. I don't think you like when I tell you the truth, you sometimes.
No, I like it. Tell me, please tell me.
Like it's a gay act, is it not? Come on.
if a lady,
Come on.
if a
Do
lady,
you know what though? Like, I think there's like scenarios, isn't there? Like, for example, like I'm trying to think. of
What,
an
just a man
example now.
touching your penis so you don't know?
Yeah, but for example, if someone does it because they don't get off on it, but their missus asked them to do it because they get off on it, is it that gay then? Do you get what I mean? Because they're doing it for the pleasure of the woman,
that's
not
gay.
them.
That's gay because if
Do you reckon?
if my girlfriend says to me, "Oh, I'd love it if you shagged this guy," and I go, "Oh, anything for you," and then bum this guy, physically I get hard on and bum this guy, and she's like, whether she's liking it or not, I'm still bumming a guy basically.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I think it's a bit different if a man says to his girlfriend, "Oh, yeah, I'd get it off if you're doing it with a girl," and it's kind of not lesbian. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you could do things though and not like do it for the pleasure, not of. Well, I'm not
When I
missing
went
the words,
when I
but
went Navy, lads, when you're pissed up, you used to like grab your dick while you're pissing and hold
Yeah,
your dick
there's
for you.
rugby
I've
banter
heard
like that.
stories
which-
about
yeah.
service boys, you know, like apparently, like what's it called, like you know where they all sleep, what they called.
Well, he were on a submarine, so I reckon some shifty stuff happened there, mate. But
Yeah.
he don't tell me stories.
Probably not much women about either.
No, there's zero.
Nah, you
But
got
when
mate
you
too.
but when you're on base or when you go out in like Plymouth or Portsmouth, there's
Yeah.
fucking plenty of them. Some of them hate you, but yeah.
Do you know where there's a gay bar in Portsmouth called HB and it's full of Navy lads?
Is it really?
Full
Well, to
of
be
Navy
honest,
lads.
there is a lot of gays in the Navy. On the submarine, there were plenty of gays on there, but I didn't really. Note to report, I don't think.
Other than Ibiza, have you been travelling anywhere nice in the world recently?
My whole life has just been boxing.
Yeah.
That's like my first bit of freedom. No, it's that makes boxing sound like I hate it, but I love it. But it's like I can do what I want. I'll be going on. I'm hoping to go on holiday maybe in like September or October. But I'll
You're
be
big-
keeping fit still. I'll like work out on holiday. At the moment, I'm sort of giving myself free reign to do whatever I want.
You're a big festival goer.
I do Boomtown most years. Do you know what? I love Boomtown just because it's not necessarily about the music. Like it's, do you know what? It's a bit like Tomorrowland, but like on a smaller scale. It's just the storyline's crazy. You turn up and you have like all these little acts and these sort of like rooms to go in, and you have to figure out the storyline and like challenges, and you have to go swap stuff, and there's actors and you have to go like interact with them, and in between it all you have like all these sets and like mini DJs. It's so good. And the food there is like gourmet. Like
Really?
even though you'll spend £15 on a burger, it'll taste like a £15 burger. Like it's not just shitty stall food.
Whereabouts in the country is that? Is it Cheltenham?
No, it's Winchester.
Winchester.
Yeah, it's good though. I think it's the second biggest like independent festival to Glastonbury.
I showed you that, and it was like meant to be like very visual and all stuff like that. But you said it weren't. You just didn't like sound of it. I sent you the link to it. That
Do you know what? It's a lot of drum and bass music,
Is it?
which I think puts off a lot of people. But it does have like tech house. It has like reggae. It has I'm trying to think of all the other.
You haven't
genres
sold it to me
moving.
there with reggae and
They've
tech.
got everything basically.
We can
like
take this bit
ska.
out, but
I
is
hadn't
the-
even heard of ska before Boomtown.
Do they do like ACDC for Josh?
AC/DC. Oh, they have a rock and roll stage.
There you go.
Or like
Mosher
bit of
stage.
metal. But yeah, honestly they have like every genre of music there.
we can take this out, but is the drugs there?
Oh yeah, like do you know what? It's a festival you take your kids to, and I just think I wouldn't take my kids there. They'll be picking baggies off the floor and gumming it. Like,
I saw like
it has like it has anything from nudist. You'll be queuing up to get a burger, and there's a man bollock naked in front of you, and you're like, you don't know where to look. You're like, oh my god.
he's like he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, because it's like a vegan, nudist, like
Oh,
hippie, but you also like it doesn't matter who you are, it goes. But it's the only place I've been to and I haven't seen fights, but you have every kind of person there. It's very big for like the gays and the trans as well. Like it has a bit of everything.
I've never been to a big festival, and I really want to like figure which one I want to go to.
I want to do Tomorrowland next year.
Oh,
You should
tomorrow-
come. Should we do it?
Yeah,
What's the one?
I'd be
I
down
can't
for that.
believe I forgot the name. What's the one in the desert in America where everyone goes?
Oh,
That's,
Burning Man.
Burning
Burning
yeah.
Man. That looks so good.
There's Burning Man and there's Coachella looks good as well.
Do you know what? I've
Coachella.
heard Coachella's really overrated though.
Oh,
like
really?
for what you spend on it, it's not worth it. And like people don't go there to like have a good time. They go there to like for
Say they're
social
at
media.
Coachella.
Yeah, so like it's a lot of like fake people having a good time. Burning Man looks good, but I've seen that you literally have to cover your face, don't you? Because you get really ill from all the sandstorms like blowing in your.
I think it's
face
quite a
and
mission
stuff.
to get there. You've got to earn the right to get there. Almost, you land at a weird
Yeah.
airport, then you've got to drive into the desert. I think it's quite
Do you
earn
know
the right.
I think that's what makes it so special,
Yeah.
though. Do you get what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't just rock up to anywhere and it'll be like that.
Do you camp at Tomorrowland? Then do you stay there in Boomtown? Sorry.
For Boomtown, yeah, I would get do you know what? I done it normal one year and it was all right. But I done VIP last year and I'd never go back.
What's that? Showers, a bit more comfort.
Yeah, you could. I always brought showers and stuff before. I could never shower for like. I couldn't party and then go out the next day without showering. Absolutely not. So I always paid for the extra showers. But this time I've got like a pre-pitched but you can stand up in it. Like, and it says it sleeps 6, but you could fit about 10 people in it. So it's well worth the money. And it comes with like a little like nice floor, a little light in there, a mirror, and then in the VIP bit it has like hair straighteners, hair dryers, hot showers that don't have like a massive queue. You can even get like food delivered to your yurt.
Here we go.
Yeah,
That's
like
sick. How much did that
full-blown
cost?
I'd enjoy
bar.
that.
Do you know what? It was only, I think it was an extra £350 each, but that's 5 days pre-pitched. The only thing you had to take is your blow-up mattress and your quilt. But you could pay an extra £150 each for that, but I was like, for the sake of £150, I'll carry them on in.
So
Like,
how much-
you
how
got
much
not
the
so
total
much
then
to
ticket,
carry. I
VIP
think I paid
tender?
like £500 to £600. I got my ticket quite early.
pretty good.
But yeah, it's £500 to £600, but I got the early entrance ticket, so it's Wednesday to Monday. Like, which I don't think's bad. And the ticket, you just need spending money when you get there. But their VIP comes with like a private communal pool in the VIP bit. That's mad, isn't it? Like you can, like you pay for what you get, and it's in Belgium. You get transfers from like the hotel and like on the flights, you have like actors on the flight. So you start from the moment you travel.
When in the year is that?
It's
so
literally
hard.
just been this weekend.
You
But I
can't get,
think
is
they've
that-
done
you can't
Sound
get
January.
tickets so far. It's so hard to get them in it.
That's why I looked at VIP, because apparently if you get VIP, you're literally pretty much guaranteed a ticket.
Really?
So even though you, like, apparently I read somewhere that someone tried for 7 years to get a standard ticket. That's mad, isn't it?
I hear the same stories with Glastonbury though. People try and repeatedly every year to try and get on that. What sort of music do you like?
I'll listen to anything, to be honest. I like a bit of tech, house. I listened to a lot of drum and bass when I was younger, so I don't mind it.
Bit of a raver.
I had a bit of an emo phase. I
Did
think
ya?
most girls
I had
did,
one of
didn't
them for
they?
like 2 weeks.
At least you used to have
Yeah.
great long slick back hair.
No.
I had like the tiniest ear stretcher. I think it was like 4 mil. But I thought it was so hardcore.
I remember when you still see them now, it's like, what the fuck's going
Yeah,
on?
no, it's worse when you see people's fucking saggy ears.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm so glad I'd never done anything that extreme. I'm glad I had it like just before I was 18 as well, because I didn't get like any like really gothic tats, because I would have been like horrific.
You reckon you'd have been
yeah,
Barbie?
I think, yeah, probably. 'Cause when someone was like, does it not scare you that she's a goth? I was like, you should see how some of my friends dressed when I was younger. Like when I was going through my emo
Really?
phase. Yeah, I had one of my friends that used to hang like her own dreadlocks off her ceiling, and like used to do like witch spells, and I was like candle wax like in the carpet, and I used to go around there for sleepovers like when I was like 14.
That's
It's-
fucked up. We doing Ouija boards and shit.
Oh, do you know what? I'd never do a Ouija
I've done one
board.
once when I
Have
was
you?
younger, yeah.
Did it
Do you-
work?
Yeah, but you just don't know if your mates are fucking around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that's
done.
it,
I've done a
push it
couple,
about.
and we were all fucking at
No,
it.
but I remember being really young, and then it moving, and we just all ran home. And I was
I've-
like, "Fuck, like what's going on?" Just like I'm haunted forever.
I've just heard if you don't close it off properly, like it's really bad. I'm not a superstitious person, but I know that one time when I'm like at home alone and there's something in the back garden, I'll remember it then.
Don't
I'll
get him
be
started at the
like-
minute. He's just sending me links every day about Earth being flat now. At the minute, he thinks
Nah,
Earth's
nah.
flat. You think Earth's flat?
How do you think we were made?
How we're all made.
Now we're talking. This is more of a podcast for me now.
Oh, this is like, do you know what? This is what I'm going to do on my YouTube for Boomtown. I'm going to go out to people when they're
Just
like
when the
obviously
span
on
go,
LSD
yeah,
or something and ask them like,
Mate, they might
how
answer
are
it.
we
They might
made?
answer it.
yeah.
They might have the answer. He's like, I've got it.
Literally, I used to smoke weed when I was younger, and I used to think I solved like world hunger.
You don't smoke weed anymore.
No, I haven't smoked that for like core. Like I was like, you know, when you're like teenager and at school experimenting like smoking weed.
I'm
Not
still,
now.
I'm still experimenting
Fuck
now.
them guys.
You fuck off.
Fuck them guys. Hippie ass motherfucker.
I need it, mate. Otherwise, I just fucking
No,
not the same man.
I'll tell you how we got here if you want.
Go on in. Yeah.
Okay.
Intrigued.
So you know when people say that the Big Bang Theory happened,
Yeah.
kind of did, but it wasn't like a planet hitting Earth and then Earth started.
Yeah.
Earth were on this planet way before then. It was like 12 to 30,000 years before then.
Yeah.
And I could go down some deep rabbit holes about pyramids and shit because I've just been literally these last three.
He's watched
three
one
days.
YouTube video now. He knows it all.
No, these last 3 days I've just been hammering TikTok and YouTube and just fucking. It's just all made sense to me. Oh no, I sound
clicked.
insane. Like them people who used to take piss out of,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Smudger and shit. I'm not going to like preach it as much as Smudgers, but I genuinely they've convinced me that there's some crazy next level shit. I'll tell you one fact I do actually believe. You know, like there's 7 continents on Earth, and they say that it's spread out on this globe. I believe that our 7 continents are like in a small area surrounded by Antarctica or the Antarctic wall, and everything on Earth around on the other side of the Antarctic wall is like extraterrestrial shit. Aliens are real, 100%.
Have you seen that?
The
Everyone's
whistleblower.
saying there's that whole alien thing that have come out that is proven there is
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah.
And no one's
then
talking
everyone's-
about it.
But everyone's like, oh, they've just announced aliens are real, but we're just like so desensitized to everything.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, until it actually happens
Yeah.
and it's a threat, they can stay.
Yeah. There's no like, I just want to see one solid footage of a fucking alien having a conversation or doing something that's actually believable. Like
Gee.
there's an alien called Eba.
Oh, fuck's sake.
A crash. He died in 1950. Like, don't worry about it. But
We're safe now.
but UAP crashed, right?
UAP.
Yeah, it's an unidentified something phenomenon. I don't know. It's like a UFO, but even better. And they've gone and recovered these 3 alive aliens and 1 dead, and they've kept them alive. And they kept them in an electromagnetic field that they'd built, probably in Area 51 or Antarctica somewhere.
Yeah.
And they kept this Eba alive for like so many years, and they were explaining different technologies and shit to us. And then that's why apparently we've got better technology, and it's shot up so quickly. But who knows?
Don't you think it's mad though that this aliens come down, right? And it speaks English. Or it speaks
No.
some language that's on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where do you think language come from?
I don't know, but I just think it's
Do
weird.
you think we just
like,
invented
how
all these
many
words?
Yeah, of course, mate.
languages
Logic
we
is a
have
top thing.
here. Yeah, like how many languages we have just on Earth.
Yeah.
They ain't going to speak the same language.
There's 70
I
different.
put my money on it.
There's 70 different variations of aliens.
I think he's been watching too many.
Oh, you're gonna have to
TikToks,
start sending me these videos.
Honestly,
Would you?
You're gonna wish
do
you didn't
nerd
say
out
that.
sometimes into things like this, stuff like this.
Yeah, do you know what I love is have you watched like the David Attenborough like evolution pro? I can't remember what it's called, but it says like how evolution is sort of like happening
Planet Earth.
in our eyes. So with the polar bear and the grizzly bear have actually like crossbred already, and it's called a pizzly. Yeah, and it like lives on this planet, but it's like it's got the most dangerous parts of like both bear, and that's like sort of
Does
like
it live on the ice side or the earthy side?
earthy. Because it's like the Antarctica is like melting, so obviously a polar bear's like come over. So I can't remember what part of the country it is, but yeah, now there's actually like a little grizzly polar bear running around, and it's like fucking on roids compared to the other bears.
What do they call them big white things? That Bigfoot might be a Bigfoot.
Oh my god, do you reckon Bigfoot's real? Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No,
No. Oh, okay, you're not that superstitious.
no, but I do believe in gods that made the pyramids and shit. So Bigfoot could obviously be.
I
real.
think you'll be intrigued when you go to. He's doing NC 500. Have you toured Scotland before?
No, I've never been to Scotland.
So
I really want to.
it's a beautiful place to visit.
Yeah.
Like all the locks, just the place is beautiful to see, and that's an eerie place. So like if you get chance there in the camper van, if you can wild camp one night, like we stayed at that Loch Lochy, and it's just a weird feeling there because we went with a tour guide. We got took up there on business, and he sort of just travelled us around all these places. But there is a feeling when you're there, and when he
Yeah.
explained the story, it's like there'd been a war there and all stuff like this. So that were like you need to make sure you wild camp there.
Yeah, I think
100%.
I'll definitely probably see an alien as well.
You'll see an alien. I
probably.
didn't see one at all.
Did you
Do
not?
you the kind to wind each other up though? Like if you done it, like if you went and camped out there, if one of you heard a noise, would you wind up the other one? And you'll be like, "Don't scat me out," and you just
I don't
end
know,
up both
'cause I-
freaking out.
Yeah, I'd probably scare myself if I did that.
But when we did it though, because we could hear these noises, so
Yeah.
you stay near the lock, and obviously you can't. It's pitch black. You can't even see your hand in front of you.
I would have probably been
So
throwing shit. to
it's
next
hard
to
to dictate if the water's coming in, and then when you hear noises, which might just be animals, it's amplified so much, because it's so dark. So
Yeah.
your senses are just heightened. Like
Yeah.
I would just like because we slept in a hammock, so we tie the hammock to the tree and just sleep in a double hammock with my missus. It were like fucking crammed in like that. I'm just sat there with knife all night and sleep. And the
I'm
scary
ready.
thing, imagine this though. So like I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. And we had a flashlight, but like
Yeah.
you couldn't stay on all night. So all I'm imagining, like routinely every hour I just put the flashlight on it light all up. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm gonna turn this flashlight on once. And there's gonna be a face there and like what the fuck am I gonna do? Like all
Cry, beg for mercy.
yeah, something like that. Especially if it's a fucking ghost.
I just had me sent me. I'll save you a job. Fuck you.
I'm curious. Do you box too?
No.
Oh,
You've just
okay.
started doing some footwork. It's funny because we had a sauna this morning and some old guy goes, "Oh, don't mess with these two. They look like boxers." Then after Josh was like, "Yeah, I started doing footwork yesterday."
Footwork's the hardest, I think.
Yeah.
It's
It's just I'm an addictive personality and I'm busy anyway. It's like I see how much you all put into this. You have to commit. If
You do.
If I'm doing something, I want to be good at it. I don't
Yeah.
want to just do it for. I've got enough hobbies and my life's hectic enough. So like for that, I watch. In terms of it's starting a sport again. Like I played
Yeah.
rugby league, rugby union. So I understand that if I want to be decent at something, you're gonna have to really, really commit yourself to it.
Do you know what? I went to a rugby event though, and there was like top level rugby players there, and I was watching them, and these lads, like some of these lads were built, but the agility on them and the way they could move, I was like, you would be amazing at boxing. There should be like a rugby charity boxing match. I would go to that
they do it in
because that
rugby
would
league.
be cracking.
They do that in rugby league.
Yeah, they do it in
Do
rugby
they?
league. Yeah.
Well, Sonny Bill Williams came over from rugby league, didn't he? Or Aussie rugby league, and he were a good boxer.
Paul Gallen as well. He were good in there.
Yeah.
They do it like round
They
here more
cross
for
over quite
charity.
well, yeah.
So like it's rugby league fraternity around here. So we don't play rugby union. Down south will all be rugby union, but up here we play rugby league.
Yeah, I went to it was at Exeter Rugby Club, and there was like a Red Bull like rugby thing on, and I tried to play it, and oh my god, it's so much harder than what it looks. It's
you enjoy-
catching the ball that's hard for me. Like it's just
That's easy
It's
for
just
her.
so like it feels like it just jumped out your hands.
What did you like the tackling part or the attack more?
No, it was because there was a lot of people that hadn't played it before, and you had like all the professional. It was men and women as well, so it was
Just take their head off.
It
I'd
was,
have just
it
been
was
putting
it-
shots
Just
on.
take
like,
their
just
head off.
tap.
Yeah, you can't run me out your head.
Do you know what? I'm so competitive though. Like, I'm glad it wasn't combat because contact because I don't know. I'll just go for your legs. if I
we got
was
to-
losing, I would just charge at you.
You mentioned sport there. We've got time constraints here because what I do want to ask you mentioned you're athletic as a kid.
Yeah.
What other sports did you do growing up? More athletic?
I'm not agile in the sense that like my mum took me to ballet and they were like, this kid is not designed to be graceful. Like she's just so like bolshy. But I done a little bit of like gymnastics, but I started when I was like 14. I done a lot of like the after school sports. So I've done a bit of everything, like football. I actually went to like a Fairham Gosport like sports event with all the schools, and I'd never done shot put before. And I literally got showed on the spot how to do it, and I came second out of all the girls in
That's where
Fairham
that punching power
Gosport.
comes from, though.
Yeah, and then I got excluded from school, so I couldn't go to the next
What
event.
for?
I actually can't. I used to get excluded for like the silliest things because there was like I'm pretty sure it's because there was a protest at school and then I was out of school. Like it wasn't nothing major. I wasn't like a crazy person.
Were you a bit of a chav at school or a gothy chick? What were we doing?
I went through every phase. Like I had a phase on it when I went into like year 7 to year 8. I used to wear Henry Lloyd, Helly Hansen, Mackenzie tracksuit, Air Forces, massive hoops. I don't know if the girls done it up your end. They would have a massive quiff and clip it back. Honestly, and I have photos of me and Elle, and I'm like, they need to be buried. We thought we
Please,
would
can you
cross
send
our
us some?
arms
I wanna see
and
this.
be
Please,
like,
can you send us some?
I'll send you some.
Everybody went through a stage here at one point when we're going out. Like maybe I might have been like 20. Like everyone just dyed their hair red like Rihanna. Every girl around here had that red hair.
Girl.
Oh my! And all the boys had that T-shirt. Every
T-shirt,
Rihanna on
yeah.
it, didn't they?
I had that.
I had that.
I'm pretty sure it's a top
I
man
had that.
top, wasn't it?
It was always Tom's skinny
Tom's.
jeans that were pinned at ankles that used to go right low down here, and then some sort of fucking Rihanna t-shirt.
And you had the chinos as well.
Yeah.
They were in, weren't they, with the Toms?
yeah. You used to got some.
I'm
Toms.
happy I didn't wear my chinos today.
Do you know what? I like chinos again now. I think they look nice with like a shirt and stuff.
He's trying to get me fashionable. I just don't give a fuck about anything like that, man. He like
Yeah.
wears alt gear and stuff like that, and I'm just like,
Do you know what was fucking tragic when people used to wear jeggings?
Oh,
You know, the
yeah,
jogger
they're
legging
criminal
things.
offence.
what are they?
They're like
The jean leggings.
yeah, horrible. Like
They were leggings, but they basically had like printed on all the seam work
yeah.
and everything.
I occasionally
on the
see
denim
these
print.
skin coloured ones, which I'm a bit took aback by.
Yeah, when you see a woman walking by, you're
you
like,
can't really tell
Yeah.
if she's I'm
Looks
like,
like it's our actual ass crack.
Yeah.
Done it with the shadow.
it's a big statement that I think when I
Yeah.
look at that.
I like it.
No, it's crazy.
Have you? Because a lot of the fighters, I know Daniela, after her incident, she's saying that she's not, or she's banned from Kingpin or whatever. Because obviously, were you and Elle meant to fight each other?
Yeah, I said, because it got pushed back a few times and I only had a 3-day break, regardless whether I was going to win or lose, the final was supposed to be before August. And I was like, I can't physically put my body through it. Like I had so many sort of like mild injuries that I was just working upon to prevent. Like even now, my shoulder like is still not 100%, and I would have needed that break. So I was going to do it, win or lose, regardless. To be honest, I think this time I would love to have like an actual equal matchup, like someone that's not been boxing long, same weight. Like, do you know what? Me, Amber, and Elle, like. No one could say that we were scared to pick, like, we wouldn't fight anyone because we were fighting way above our weight class. Especially Amber, bless her. She must be below me and Elle because we're quite naturally stocky. Well, I think she's quite petite build. So I reckon she should go for Astrid. But
Did you see what happened to Astrid?
no, it's so fake.
This is
so
what-
Do you
fake.
think the injury are
Did
fake
you
as well?
see-
No, the I don't think the injury is fake. I didn't.
Do you not
Wha-
think?
No, the injury because she will have banged her head because the table did break.
But
But 100% the full situation was set up. The slap was fake. And if you see when that Alexis Gale went to grab her, Astrid turns towards the thing and then jumps, and then Alexis jumps at a different time, and then as they go for the table, she obviously bangs her head.
Do you notice everyone tries to catch Astrid's fall as well? Like, I zoomed it back and it looked like everyone went like this. Like, it's sort of like they knew.
Why were a table there? And then why did she turn and go onto it? Obviously fake. Did just shit hit the fan because her head hit the floor?
But I do feel like maybe Alexia has maybe genuinely been done a bit dirty as well, though.
What for the situation and said that she's
Yeah,
took it too far?
like
what's
she's-
actually happened? Has there been
I
any
just know
repercussions?
she's a bit quiet. Like, I just feel like it's a bit quiet. I feel like maybe things didn't quite go to plan or something.
Is that fight off?
Because she's not injured. No, do you know what? I think they're going to come back and Misfits are now going to say, we will do this fight and it'll be safety regulated. There'll be no hair pulling. We will do it all and we'll regulate it, basically.
Do you think you'd batter Astrid?
I would, but she would never come down to a weight class that I could make. Does that make no? Come up to a weight class I could make. What she does is I think she naturally sits below what she would naturally sit at anyway. Because I think the first fight she was going to fight my sister at 55, but then she dropped out of that. And then the last one with AJ, that was like AJ was like 50.8 or something when she was tiny, I believe, or like she was a lot smaller than 55. I might be wrong.
We went to watch that, didn't we?
Yeah, have you been approached by Misfits to fight on that?
Do you know what though? I will give it to Ashley. She surprised me with the AJ Bunker fight. She
Yeah,
had
she
a bit more of a
improved.
yeah, and she had slightly more dog in her than what I thought she had.
Yeah.
She did surprise me. I will give that to her.
Yeah. So are you going to be fighting on Kingpin again then, or like Josh just said, are you going to be? Have you been approached by anybody else?
I'm going to improve and then see sort of what comes up.
Yeah.
I'll just do what's right for me. I'm not necessarily going to be loyal to Kingpin. It'll just be what is right.
Imagine 2 years ago when you've got some training behind you and some foundation. It's going to be crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got that fighter in you.
So excited. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Because even now, I'm so scared of losing it. I still shadow box and stuff at home. I'm just not going to be improving from what I am. I'm just trying to sort of stay at the same level.
Straight out shower, just start a little. Zzz.
Yeah. Do you know what I was doing?
Do you see that meme recently? Where like, how many times a day do you do this?
Like,
and it's like,
more.
It's
100
noises
more.
as well, isn't it? Like, whoosh. I do like a little bit of footwork on the treadmill. So like running a little bit backwards and then in your boxing stance, but like
Yeah.
you're walking in your
Yeah,
boxing
yeah.
stance at a certain speed. And I do that, and then I was in Pure Gym the other day, and I felt myself doing this and wanted to throw a few jabs. I was like, no, I look crazy, stop it. Like running backwards on a treadmill in a public gym is one thing, but I can't be doing that with my headphones on.
I wonder how many people would film you and put you on TikTok like
Oh,
this
that
crazy
is
one in
it.
gym.
Yeah, it's so funny because you could tell when people notice you as well, because they go,
Yeah, they have a little second
yeah, and
look.
then I'm like, I just can't say like, because now I feel really awkward.
you get recognised a lot.
Did you get recognised in
More
Ibiza?
since Kingpin. Oh, do you know what? I went to Ibiza Rocks and 5 people in one day just at Ibiza Rocks come up to me and was like, are you Al Brooke?
Yeah, I am.
And then one person come up to me and was like, and it was right before I'd left and I was so drunk. They were like, can I have a photo with you? And I said, yeah. And then the next day it haunted me because I knew I was so drunk and I refused to get a photo of anyone else for the rest of the holiday because that photo haunted me so
Bad.
badly. I was like, I bet I look awful.
Did you see it?
I got in the pool and everything. My hair was probably like half wet. I didn't see it though.
I suppose you've got to
Probably
think
for
about that
best.
because it's not like they're going to tag you and share it and fucking put it about, are they? You get
Oh, wow. Yeah, like, did you see that thing of my sister at Ocean Beach where she went on to this boy as a joke and was like, let me sniff a line off your dick? And it was on video and he posted it on TikTok and it got like 1 million likes.
No way.
It went viral. Yeah, you have to be careful. Like, obviously, what you do in your private life.
I saw a video that I think it might be on YouTube, and you know people go up to her and kiss her,
Yeah.
and she says like, "Oh, do you wanna kiss me?" And as he walks up to kiss her, she burps in his face, and he's just like, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting." And she just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but she is so funny. She says some things like, our sense of humour is so dark. Do you know what? I really want me and her to fight just because of the face-off. I think people would be like, the way we
Savage.
talk to like the way we roast it. But we would find it funny. We would be in tears roasting each other just 'cause that's the kind of people we are.
Yeah. If you could have if you could pick one person as like a dream opponent to box against, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know. It's quite hard, isn't it? I think on the influencer scene, do you know what? I think Paige Cakey would be quite a good matchup for me. I believe we're about the same weight class as well. I think that I don't know. Obviously, there's lots of famous female boxers. More that I'd love to train with than what
Yeah.
I'd love to have.
If you could
bout
fight
with.
a guy, who would it be?
Do you know what? I always say to people, when people are like, you box, you're crazy. I was like, yeah, but I feel like everyone's got a price. Like, how much would it cost for you to fight McGregor?
I'd do that for cheap, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what?
Just the fact you could share it ring with him and fucking actually have fancy your own chance against him, I'd like to do.
Yeah, and I always like to say to my friends, I'm like, right, so if he said he was going to buy you £1 million house, you wouldn't do 3 rounds with McGregor, and they're like, nah. I'm like, shut up, yes, you
I'd
would.
do it with my hands fucking folded.
I'll be like, you can knock me out for £1 million house. Go for it.
Fucking two,
I'll
right?
wake up and I'll be dreaming about I'll get
Yeah,
knocked out,
just-
be dreaming about this house.
Just make sure you put my unconscious body in my new mansion and then I can wake up in it.
Yeah, literally wake up.
I feel that this Kingpin and Misfit scene, like, I thought they might have lent into that, but they've not done it yet.
Into what? Trying to get.
A female fighting a male, which is that she came out of it recently. Is it Clarissa Shields?
Do you know what? I love Clarissa
She said she
Shields.
could fight. She believed she could box Keith Thurman.
You reckon?
Well,
Do you know what?
I
I
don't
kind
think
of believe her though.
I don't think she'd touch him like once, but that's just my theory on it.
I don't know. I feel like Clarissa Shields, out of like all the female boxers, I look at her and just see a dog that I don't see in anyone else. Like, she done MMA, didn't she, and just come to boxing like for the fun of it? Or was it like the other way around? Like, she'd literally dominated.
I just think genetically, any girl against any man's not going to go down very well.
Quite a lot of women do spar men. I know Wales sparred a few men. And like with my coach, I would body spar him.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't punch each other in the face. But do you know what? It's funny. Sometimes they hit you and you could tell they're not trying to like be powerful, but they forget it's more the weight class thing for me.
Yeah.
Because I sparred a girl that was, she must have been like early 70 kg, and she jabbed me and my head just went, like my body just didn't have the weight to absorb it. She hit me and I was like, fucking hell. But it was
Time
just
out.
more annoying because it just like, it moves you about more. It's not that it hurts, you just move more.
Yeah.
Do you know what the most frustrating thing about fighting Barbie is? That when you're short and you don't have the reach anyway, it's harder to punch through to get that power. Because obviously, if you don't follow through with a punch, you don't get that power. So when I was punching her a lot, I was like, when I spar someone smaller, I get quite frustrated because like I know it's not
How tall was she?
6 foot. isn't
6
she?
foot and I'm 5'2". Yeah, so like for me to punch through, like it was for her face as well. Do you know what? I went to an osteopath 3 times at camp for back injuries, because where I was always fully extending my backhand, this side of my back was fucked because I was that camp was 2.5 months, but every session extend that backhand, like it has to be literally like 110% just to reach her. Now, it actually caused injuries. My next opponent has to be about my height.
Have you ever knocked anyone out?
No, do you know what? I actually haven't sparred crazy amounts. Because where I'm so new in it, my coach is like, until I know you've got a certain amount of basics right, until I've sort of mastered one thing, I'll like spar, and then if I'm doing that, we'll move on to something else. Like we focus on one thing at a time. But to be honest, I've spoken to Elle, and she was like, I feel like you're picking up quicker than what I did, because she went to Mark Tibbs, who is known for taking all these great pros on, where I train at an amateur gym that have like they do produce good quality amateurs, and they're obviously used to training newbies. So like, apparently Mark said to her that he had to sort of reteach himself to teach Elle. Yeah. Where they're used to doing with, like, it's like Guidebook for Dummies, isn't it, when I walked in? Or how, like, having to teach me the stance and everything. Even the jab. I went for the photo shoot on my first Kingpin fight. No, yeah, my first Kingpin photo shoot. And they were
You stood like that?
Yeah, no, honestly, he was like, can you get into this stance? And he was, I can't remember what terminology he used, and I just went, what was that? And he actually went back to Kingpin and was like, I can't believe you're letting this girl fight 6 weeks out and she doesn't like know all this stuff. Because he literally had to grab my body and move me to the positions.
Well, it's like, can you get in the Philly shell, please? And you're like, what? We had this conversation the other day, didn't we, when I said about knowing the stance, and I said this is why when you see women fighters, no offense to women fighters or women whatsoever, when you see women fighters and they have the face off it like that, their arms always look like a little bit weird somehow.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
Do you know whose face off I found really weird? Ulla. She went like this, didn't she? Like she went
Like probably just like as if she's about to fight.
Yeah, she just went like this. Like it wasn't even a stance, but yeah, I don't know what that was about. Who was your favourite fighter of the night that night?
Mine's easy. You at Best Fighters said this, didn't I? For me, watching, and I mean that. And then I think your sister's fight, to visually watch, were like good.
Do you know what? It was actually so horrific.
So I thought you were going to stop her though at one point.
What?
Elle. I thought Elle were going to stop her.
Yeah, because she
Jolly?
turned it back onto her, didn't she?
Yeah.
Elle got caught early doors with a couple of shots, but then when Elle started letting off, she caught that Jolly with a big shot, and I was like, she's gonna get her back here.
Yeah, she buckled her legs a bit, didn't she? Yeah.
And like
One big right hand.
I watched
Nose
it back.
popped.
Nose popped. And I'm like,
Yeah.
she didn't like that. She
got
just,
angry and went like this, didn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah. I liked Kiefer as well, me. Kiefer Crosby.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't watched that fight. And do you know what other fight I haven't watched is the King Kenny and Is it Nunes?
Nunes. I
Yeah,
think that was my.
that is
I think
apparently incredible.
Kenny's performance was my favourite performance because
I didn't watch that.
I was
far,
giving
but-
Kenny a bit of shit when we were filming. Not to person, but like when we were like filming a little vlog, I was like taking piss out of Kenny and saying I'd bang him in that. But his performance was probably my favourite performance watching it
Yeah,
back.
apparently picked him apart. I tried to watch it, and the Amber and Whitney fight was only coming up when I was trying to watch it on DAZN. They must have accidentally uploaded their video twice and put them under the main event, so more exposure.
Got a shout
I was
out.
like,
We're going to
win for
shout
them.
out Conor Tierney as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Conor Turner did well against Keane Cowley. I think Conor's in one of them situations at the moment. He's fucking super talented and he's a very good bare knuckle boxer, but I think he's like in and out of battle of, do I still want to do this? Do I want to do something else?
Yeah.
So I think he took that fight on like 3 weeks' notice. Obviously, Keane was quite a bigger fighter and he was the home fighter, but Conor still put it on him for a couple of rounds, but just didn't get the decision. But yeah, I think King Kenny impressed me the most out of all fighters.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna try watch that again. I was trying to watch it for so long. Do you know what? I hate watching fights on YouTube because normally what they do is they do give you the full fight, but they jumble the rounds up and like crop it up. I think it's probably to get over like around the copyright and stuff, but so incredibly.
Do you
frustrating.
follow boxing as a purist then? Did you watch Crawford Spence at the weekend?
I went to watch it and it was jumbling it up on YouTube. So I was gonna wait because there'll be a video out soon. But I searched it day after, and I think I watched up to round 3, and I was just getting so annoyed because it just jumps it
Yeah.
around so much. You don't really get a good idea of
but
how
by-
it sort of went down and how well they're breaking down and how they're doing it. If that makes sense, like I like to sort of learn from it as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, I've started watching it. But there's a big debate, isn't there, if Crawford is as good as Mayweather? Like
Crawford's high level when you watch him. He's
everyone's
high
like, who
level.
do you think he'll win? There's this big debate now, isn't it? Because he's 40 and Mayweather's 50, isn't he? 40 and 50 and 0.
Yeah, do you think that fight will ever happen?
No. Way past it for Mayweather now, I think,
Yeah.
to jump in at that level.
Do you know what? I watched Mayweather's fights though, and when he takes a big shot, he doesn't panic. Like he's been conditioned very well. So
I've only seen
he's
him hurt
just old.
twice.
He's getting on a bit now, though, isn't he? That's the only thing. It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be fair in that sense.
No, you're just fighting influences, isn't that?
Have you got a
Yeah.
prediction for the Nate Diaz-Jake Paul fight?
I really want to watch it, but it's at 4 a.m. I've debated going to sleep, waking up, and then watch. Because you got Serrano as well, which I actually quite enjoy as a female boxer
Yeah.
as well. So I think I want to watch her beforehand and just like your reaction.
Yeah, we
sort
like
of
to
thing.
do that, but
It's hard to get it right, isn't it?
yeah, especially when it's late and we usually smoke and get stoned and then just probably forget to turn cameras on and shit.
Do you know what? I tried weed for the first time like a year ago, and I could not stop uncontrollably laughing. Like, that's the only thing where like I hadn't smoked it in so long. When I gave it up because I was smoking it, like, and I just wasn't enjoying the effects of it anymore. Like I could just smoke unreal, like stupid amounts, and I was only like this tiniest bit high, but I literally had 2 toes. And I was hysterically laughing for 30 minutes. I hurt from laughing so much.
We've kind of got to that stage now where it doesn't really do that, does it?
Every time for me.
You ever thought about doing a detox?
I always do.
you?
I've done, what do we call it? We call it a tolerance break.
Tolerance
I
break.
try,
Yeah.
I try to keep it professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't feel any better.
Don't you?
No, but it's not to feel better. I do the tolerance breaks, but that's me quitting, and then I quit for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, no, it was just a tolerance break.
We'll
And then
use
start
it.
again.
That's what I do.
We use it better now. I think for me, I'm going to dissect this now. I try and have, if I want a decent relationship if I'm going to use weed, but everything has to be then ticked off, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now I'll try and use it and read a book, or use it and go do a 10K cycle, or train, or do cold plunge, or do something that because weed, you could easily just sit there and be like, nah, I'm good, I'm chilled, I've finished my day. I only smoke it at night. I don't smoke it through the day or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I used to smoke a joint and then go to gym. Like you can be really proactive on it. It
I
can
think
make you
I'd be
fixate
paranoid.
as well, though. It could either make you lazy or it can fixate you. But I think it's if you get up and go, you'll fixate on something. But if you sit on the sofa and watch TV, you'll sit and do that for the rest of the day.
When I did that 10K on bike yesterday, I just had like a couple of little tokes, and then I just got into a dark place. And when Josh is motivating me for training, like usually I'd be like, come on, do this, do that, and it sometimes don't work well for me. So I said to him, when I'm training, like talk me through last round of a fight. If I'm on last 1,000 kilometers or whatever is on this,
Yeah.
talk me through last round and say, come on, dig deeper. And he did it yesterday, and I'd had a joint, and I would just shut my eyes, bent over, would just smashing my legs out for the last 1,700K, and I went to a dark place then.
Do you ever listen to like those motivation songs? Well, like speeches, but they're like sort of put into songs,
Yeah.
so they're easier to listen to.
When I went ice bath, that
I was going to training with my sister, and I was going to watch her this one time, and she had it on. She was like, "Sorry, I'm going to get in my zone." And I remember sitting there inside, like laughing. And then I tried it when I started boxing on a run, and I got a PB, and I was like, "Okay, I feel bad for laughing now." But yeah, it's something you have to listen to in the zone, otherwise you're like, "Ooh."
Yeah. And you can't have it like playing out loud in sauna or out like that.
Oh yeah, if anyone else could hear me playing it, I'd rather run in silence.
You do all the stuff like the cold plunges and stuff like that.
Mainly went into like saunas and
Yeah.
stretched a lot, and like jacuzzis. My mum's qualified in sports massage, which was lucky. She lives around the corner, so I'd run to my mum's house, which is exactly 5.2k. So I'd spend 2k warming up, and then just run 5k to her house, and then go get a sports massage straight away.
Well, that's good, isn't
then
it?
ask for a
Like-
lift.
Yeah. That's it, Mum. Can you feed me? Give me a lift back.
Have you got any shout outs? Anything you want to say before we close off?
No, you put me on a spot. You know when you've given me like free
I just
reign and my brain shuts
we're
off.
99% male audience, so I just solely plug your OnlyFans or something like that. I don't know.
It's up to
Male
my
audience.
OnlyFans. It's up to my OnlyFans. There you go.
We'll drop your link in the
Yeah,
description
drop the
anyway.
link. Drop the link.
She got loads of Gungeon requests, didn't she?
Yeah, Amber gets good. Have you done Gungeon before?
Gungeon. Yeah, I've got quite. I've actually got 2 to do at the moment.
Nice. Also, you've got to make these videos for him.
I've had a few personal as well. Yeah.
I want to get into this Gungeon game as well.
Do you know what is so weird? Custard's bloody freezing. It's horrible. Like, you just get custard off a shelf, and when you pour it on you, it's so cold. You're like,
Stick it in
for
microwave.
10 minutes.
Put it in microwave 30 seconds.
Yeah, but they're wrapped in foil on the inside, aren't they?
I ain't got a clue.
No.
It's all new to me,
We'll
this.
find out if your microwave's
All
in
new
bits.
to me.
We need to.
When
We
you
should
get one.
explore. Yeah.
I'm going to go home and pray and meditate on all this today.
You fuck.
Do you meditate a lot?
No.
I do.
He's a
I
big meditator.
want to try it, but I
do.
can't deal with silence. My brain runs at 1,000 miles an hour. I think I'd just be chatting to myself.
No, just put like some like. I'm not going to bore
You could
and tell you all the
try a
different
guided
hertz.
one first. I try that sometimes, but it's not something that I religiously do every day. I
Yeah.
just never got into it.
I'll send you one good one that I listen to every night.
Yeah.
It's called Bob Proctor, and he just talks you through like the abundance of the earth, but he's got a proper nice relaxing voice. So whilst he's talking, I don't even really listen to what he's saying. I just relax enough to be able to think of my own shit.
Is it a bit like David Attenborough's voice?
Pretty much.
Something about David Attenborough's voice.
I need a
Just so
podcast
fun.
to fall asleep,
If the
mate.
world was, if there was World War III, I would have David Attenborough on.
Yeah.
Whilst it was like hollering down.
David
bombs or
Attenborough's
something.
going to be one of them guys where when he dies, everybody on this fucking planet's going to be gutted.
No,
Oh,
you
do you
think?
know
And I've
what?
got a feeling it's not that far away, to be
No,
honest.
No, but I thought
he's the
younger don't
same.
know it.
He was born like 2 days after the Queen or something like that. They're really close in age. And when Steve Irwin died, my mum was like freaked out because me and my sister wouldn't stop drawing photos, like drawing pictures of him, for 2 weeks, and we wouldn't stop crying because
What?
he had that kid show,
His
didn't we?
his
And we
show
were
were good.
obsessed with it.
He got
and
killed by a stingray, didn't he?
yeah, and me and my sister were so upset. We just cried drawing these pictures of him for weeks on end. And my mum was like, I'm going to have to go get medical help. Like, these girls are fucked. They've never done that before. Like, they've lost their pet cat and not been like this. So, yeah, David Attenborough, I think, oh my God, I'm going to cry my
Yeah.
eyes out. I'm probably going to need therapy.
How old is he? About 100?
It's close,
He's
mate.
86, isn't he? No,
He's old.
86, 87, I think.
Well, Queen was 90 odd, was she not?
Did you watch, was it, his final programme, what was it called? My Last Speech. No, what was it called?
I think it might have been called that.
Yeah, oh my God, I cried my eyes out like that. I blubbed like a baby. Do you know what? I don't cry at a lot of things. I'm not too emotional as a person. But David Attenborough, he hits the spot.
Yeah, he's a boy, isn't he?
He hits the spot.
Right, I'm happy with that. Are you
Happy?
we're going to get some
I'm
food. Rest
happy.
in peace, Steve Irwin.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.